What is up guys, and welcome back to another Dragonflight Professions overview video. This is a video series where we're covering one profession per video for Dragonflight, talking about what's changing for the profession, doing an overview of what you can craft, and also deep diving into the specialization system. So for Dragonflight, there's been a huge overhaul for professions. Many of them have undergone huge changes, so more than ever, in my opinion, it is actually worth knowing as much as possible about every single profession going into the expansion, especially with the specialization system. This changes everything, and you need to know where to put your knowledge points early on to make as much gold as possible, especially for crafting professions, but for pretty much every single profession in Dragonflight. This is so important. So today we're covering alchemy, and for the purpose of this video we're talking about everything you can craft with alchemy, and I've also been putting in some knowledge points into specializations, so we can check that one out as well. So basically I've been putting in all of the talent points right here, so we'll check those out. Alchemy is probably one of the easier professions, like we have talked about inscription. That one is it was a long video, but there's so much to talk about. Alchemy will be a bit faster, so let's get into it. Before that though, if you do want to farm gold in Dragonflight and make a lot of gold in the expansion itself, I do have a gold guide for Dragonflight that you can check out through the link down below in the video description or the pinned comment. This is a 155 pages document for gold making, covering how to make a gold regardless of expansion, so like steady gold farms that works all the time. And we have also found over 40 different Dragonflight gold farms on the beta that are absolutely insane. They use both, for example, skinning, herbalism, mining, and also tailoring farming for cloth in the open world, and talking about the professions more in depth in that guide as well. So if you want to make gold, whether that is by crafting or by farming, definitely do consider checking out that guide to the link down below. Some of the gold farms are going to be insane on day one as well, so you want to know about them before the expansion comes out, and the earlier you buy the guide, the more value you get from the guide as well. Also, by purchasing the guide, you get access to a guide-only Discord server with access to even more gold making info. So yeah, check that one out to the link down below, and now let's get into the video. Okay, so the first thing to know about alchemy is that your main alchemy window will not look like this when you start out. You will have way fewer crafts than I actually have, and you will learn more and more of them as you go through the profession. And even right now, I don't have all of them. I have far from all of them. Many of them are locked behind this craft that I'm about to talk to you about now, which is, for example, the basic file experimentation, where you can experiment with volatile reagents in hopes of discovering new file recipes. You also have the same thing with potions as well, where you can do a basic potion experiment and learn some more recipes that way. And once you get to 25 skill, you can go for this one as well, which is the advanced alchemical experimentation for both potions and files once again. And for every single craft here, you need 5 artisans metal, which you get for spending your knowledge points. So by learning something new, you will also get artisans metal that you can spend on that craft. So one thing to note here is that, for example, the advanced potion alchemical experimentations and the basic ones as well uses something called the Dragon's alchemical solutions. These are obtained by reclaiming concoctions like I've just been doing here now. So this is basically a way to salvage your previous concoctions and get something back from them. So for example, I'm going to be reclaiming these files right here, rank 3 files. So by reclaiming all of these, we will start getting some of these draconic Dragon's alchemical solutions, and you can reclaim as many of these as you want. You can reclaim your potions, anything you craft with alchemy, especially concoctions. You can basically salvage them to get this material back, and this material is used in several crafts within alchemy, and especially this one right here. So now we have quite a few artisans metal, and we have some Dragon's alchemical solutions, and we have some omnium dracosis as well. So now we can start actually experimenting. So if we experiment once right here, we might learn something new. Like right now we learned the potion of the hushed severe, and now we can experiment once again. And we also get, if I just pull up my chat right here, if I can, actually I can't pull that one up right now. Okay, that's fine, but we also we get 1 Dragon Isles alchemy knowledge as well when we do this. And it's not like you will always learn something, like every now and then you will just get some potions because you don't learn something. Now we learned the potion of frozen focus, so we're just going to keep experimenting for a bit here, learn some more potions, and the more you do this, the more you will learn stuff within alchemy. So this is your main way of learning new recipes in alchemy this time around. So you have to actually craft some stuff. You will get a cooldown eventually as well. And then you can start doing, you have these two and then you have the basic ones. So just craft until you have the cooldown and then just wait for the cooldown to go away and keep crafting, learn new recipes and do that on repeat. And that is how you unlock as many recipes as possible. So now let's take a look at actually what to do and how to use alchemy to make gold, and talk about the specializations as well. So for the purpose of showing you everything in this video, I'm going to be filtering to show the unlearned items as well, so you can check out all the crafts. So basically you will divide your potions into air potions, frost potions, yeah, those are the two potions. Then you have cauldrons, elemental files and potions, air files, frost files, and then you have transmutations. So you can transmute different stuff. You see crafts available, 2 out of 4. You can cleanse the rot from awakened decay to recover an assortment of arousing elements. So you can turn one awakened decay into other types of elements, or you can also do order to elements as well, so awakened order to elements. You can also transmute awakened air, so you can get 2 awakened air from 1 awakened frost and 1 awakened fire. And more importantly, for example, awakened fire, you can get 2 of those from 1 awakened earth and 1 awakened air. I do think this one could be more relevant than the other one, and you also have the same thing for awakened earth as well and awakened frost. It is basically the same thing it's always been. You can make potions, flasks and transmutes, and you will be making gold on that. You also have the oils, they're back again as well, so you can do those oils. When crafting, you are 9% more likely to improve at your profession, but recipe difficulty is increased by 18. So you need, the recipe difficulties are increased, so you need more skill to craft, but you are 9% more likely to actually improve at the profession when you're doing that one. You also have the illustrious insight and lot of different items that you can use for different things. You have the blood salt, for example, increases inspiration by 30 and crafting speed by 12%. You have the stable fluid fluidic draconium, there we go, increases bonus skill from inspiration by 15%. So you have some new stuff as well. Incenses, for example, place down a pleasant incense that soothes the minds of everyone nearby, granting inspiration for 10 minutes. You have the exultant incense as well, so it's an area of effect thing where you can increase different stuff for different professions. And once again, alchemical stones as well. So now let's take a look at the specializations, and one easy way to talk about this is that you have potion mastery, file mastery, and alchemical theory. If you played classic WoW, it is basically the potion master, flask master, and transmutation master from back then. So potion masters, you will learn to craft more potions and get more potions per craft. So for potion mastering, improve at crafting potions and related alchemist stones, gaining +1 skill per point in the specialization. For this one right here, you will gain 1%. Increased chance at breakthrough. Let's click on this one. There we go. So here we go. Non-combat potions last longer. That's a good thing, right? +5 inspiration. Learn a subspec. Reclaiming potions grants additional alchemical solutions that are needed in different crafts, like we just talked about for salvaging these. Learning a different subspec once again. +5 resourcefulness, and learning another subspec. And learn to use the catalyst finishing reagents with recipes for potions and alchemist stone. Now we can actually specialize into, for example, air formulated potions or frost formulated potions. So here you will, consuming a Dragon Isles potions will grant a brief burst of movement speed, +5 skill, +10 inspiration. The movement speed bonus granted by consuming Dragon Isles potions is increased, +5 skill, +10 resourcefulness, and at the end you will learn how to use the same finishing reagents to improve the skill. For Frost, on the other hand, you have the same thing, but consuming a Dragon Isles potion will now heal a portion of your health over time, +5 skill, +10 inspiration. The heal granted by consuming the potions is now increased, +5 skill, +10 resourcefulness, and once again learning the same thing, so learning how to use the optional reagent. At the next one, Potion Lore, delve further into the mysteries of potions and related alchemist stones, gaining +1 skill per point in the specialization. So for this one, you get plus 5 skill when crafting potions, and the more skill you have, the higher tier items you will craft as well. Plus 5 inspiration, learning a subspec, plus 5 resourcefulness, learning the final subspec, and at the end you will once again learn to use the same finishing reagent to improve the skill when crafting potions, cauldrons, and the lucrative alchemist stones. So now we can go further into potion experimentation or batch production. So batch production talks for itself. You get multi-craft basically, and here you can get plus 1 multi-craft per point spent in the specialization, giving you plus 20 multi-craft when you have the full rank, and you also get plus 60 multi-craft when crafting potions, only from the first point. So by having 1 point here, you get plus 61 multi-craft. And here you have plus 20% crafting speed when making potions, learning potion cauldron of power, also once again plus 60 multi-craft once again, and the multi-craft grants up to 50% extra potions. So if you want to make gold by making potions, this is an absolute must, so try to get here as fast as possible. As you can see, you will have basically plus 60, plus 60, plus 20, so you have 140 multi-craft stat, and also giving you up to 50% extra potion from your multi-craft procs, so you'll get a lot more potions, giving you more bang for your buck. So for the next one, we have potion experimentation. This one gaining a better understanding of your reagents to improve the likelihood of your experiments yielding satisfying results, gaining plus 1% increased chance at breakthroughs with potion experimentation per point in the specialization. So if you don't have all of your stuff yet, this one is good to go for. Otherwise, I would always go for batch production first as soon as possible to make as much gold with potions as possible. So here, gain plus 10% breakthrough chance, gain 5%. Also, whenever you achieve a major breakthrough, gain plus 20 inspiration for 4 hours for all alchemy crafts. This one could be massive. So gain 5% breakthrough and learn advanced potion experimentation, which yields potions of higher quality and increases your chance at discovering new recipes. So you might want to go for this one as soon as possible as well, but personally I would go for batch production first to get that multi-craft, and that way you will get that whenever you're actually experimenting as well and getting some potions. So the sooner you have multi-craft, the more gold you make per craft, but by having this one you will learn higher ranked recipes, and some recipes are locked behind the advanced potion experimentation, giving it a massive barrier to entry. Okay, let's talk about file mastery. So potion mastery is basically out of the way now. We have the same thing for file mastery as well, so here we go, giving you 1 skill per point in a specialization right here. Dragon Isles files last 30 minutes longer, so by being an alchemist, your files will last longer than usual, which is good. You're saving gold as well if you want to flask yourself, and yeah, it's just a good thing overall. Plus 5 inspiration, learning a subspec. Reclaiming files grants additional alchemical solutions, so the same thing as potion mastery basically. Learning a subspec, plus 5 resourcefulness, and learning the final subspec and learning to use the same finishing reagent to craft better stuff. Then you can further specialize into, for example, air-formulated potions right here, giving you plus 1 skill whenever you're crafting files with rousing or awaken the air as a base reagent. And here, they will last for 30 minutes longer, and plus 10 inspiration when crafting those, plus 5 skill, plus 10 resourcefulness, plus 5 skill, plus 10 inspiration, and at the end you will learn to use the finishing reagent once again to improve the skill when crafting them. Frost formulated files will also last 30 minutes longer, same stuff again, giving you skill, resourcefulness and inspiration. At the end, same thing, you will learn to use the finishing reagent to craft items with higher skill. Now you can delve deeper into alchemy and go for file lore this time around, giving you 1 skill per point spent, and also plus 5 skill here, plus 5 inspiration, learning a subspec, plus 5 resourcefulness, subspec once again, and learning how to use the same finishing reagent to improve the quality. And then you can go into batch production, which is the same thing but for files this time around, or you can go for file experimentation. So batch production gives you multi-craft, plus 60 multi-craft, 10% crafting speed, 60 multi-craft once again, 10% speed, and 50% additional potions, or flasks this time around. So if you want to make flasks instead of potions, here you go, and you have the same multi-craft thing happening here as well. And for file experimentation, experimentation, you have the same thing, giving you a higher increased chance at breakthroughs. Also 10% extra chance, 5% extra chance, giving you 20% inspiration for 4 hours, plus 5% breakthrough. And at the end, you will learn the advanced vial experimentation, which yields vials of a higher quality and increases your chance at discovering new recipes. So if you want to learn the best potions out there locked behind a massive barrier to entry, go for this one. If you want to make more bang for your buck and get some procs while you're crafting files, go for multicraft. Okay, let's talk about alchemical theory. This one will be way different than the other two, but yeah, let's talk about that one too. So in this specialization, you only really have 2 tiers. So the first one is alchemical theory, where you can put in 50 points into this one for a total of plus 50 skills, because you get 1 skill per point spent. And over here, you basically get plus 5 inspiration, learning a subspec, plus 5 resourcefulness, learning a subspec, plus 10 crafting speed, learning a subspec, plus 5 inspiration, subspec, plus 5 resourcefulness, subspec. And at the end, you will get 15 inspiration, 15 resourcefulness, and also crafting 15% faster. So this one basically unlocks all the other ones, plus you get a lot of skill, and the more skill you have, the higher tier stuff you will craft as well. Also just getting some extra stuff along the way. So from here you can specialize into, for example, transmutation, chemical synthesis, decayology, there we go, resourcefulness routines, and also inspiring ambience. So let's go for this one first. So this one gives you plus 1 inspiration per point, and it's all about inspiration. So inspiration grants 5% additional skill when crafting alchemy goods, plus 10 inspiration, and inspiration grants plus 10% additional skill, plus 10 inspiration, and also inspiration grants 25% additional skill when crafting alchemy goods. So if you want to go for inspiration, this is definitely the one to go for, and works across the entire alchemy board. So resourceful routines, all about resourcefulness, which basically saves you resources while crafting, giving you more bang for your buck, because instead of making more gold, you are saving gold per craft. So let's say an item costs you 10 materials to craft. The more resourcefulness you have, the less materials you need. So by having maxed out, you might only need half of the materials. Let's just check it out though. Resourcefulness saves 5% additional reagents when crafting alchemy goods, plus 10 resourcefulness and saves you 10% more, plus 10 resourcefulness and saves you a further 10% more, plus 10 resourcefulness, and at the end saves you 25% more when crafting alchemy goods. Okay, let's check out the next one, Decayology. This one delves further into the mysteries of rousing and awaken decay, gaining plus 1 skill for craft which uses decay per point in the specialization. So you can now discover recipes which use decay as a reagent from potion and file experimentation. This one locks crafts that use decay behind a massive barrier to entry, which could sometimes be profitable. You also gain plus 10 resourcefulness when dealing with decay. Damage taken from the side effects of drinking toxic potions and files is reduced by 25%. Plus 10 inspiration, learn how to transmute awakened decay into an assortment of rousing elements. This one also, once again, could be massive, could be good for gold making, and plus 10 resourcefulness, and the damage taken from the side effects is once again reduced. Next up then, chemical synthesis. This is where we start to get fun, getting plus 1% skill, and not 1%, plus 1 skill for these crafts per point spent in a specialization. So plus 20 multicraft when crafting reagents and incenses, which once again really good, multicraft proccing additional stuff, plus 5 skill, plus 10 inspiration, plus 20 multicraft. We're starting to stack a lot of multicraft right now. Learn how to craft blood salt, a finishing reagent that improves inspiration. So by having blood salt and stacking that with, for example, inspiring ambience, you will have a lot of inspiration all across the board. Also plus 10 crafting speed when making reagents and instances, plus 20 multicraft, now we're up to 60 multicraft, plus 5 skill, learn how to craft and use the illustrious insight finishing reagent to improve the skill when crafting alchemical reagents and incense. So for the last one, multicraft grants up to 50% additional reagents and instances. So for the last one, transmutation, master the process of transmutation, gaining plus 1% 1% resourcefulness for these crafts per point spent in a specialization. So plus 5% additional resourcefulness right here, plus 5% once again. Learn how to transmute awakened order into its entropic elements. This one right here could be big. Also, plus 15 resourcefulness when performing transmutations, so you're saving a lot of materials when doing transmutations. At the last one, improve your understanding of transmutation, allowing you to do so more frequently and with higher capacity. So now, by having this one, you will transmute more stuff, and the cooldown is lowered, so you can do it more frequently as well. So yeah, potion mastery, file mastery, and alchemical theory. At the end of this video right now, I just want to do a little bit of theory crafting. So if you want to go for a potion mastery, which could absolutely be massive, try to get both potion experimentation and batch production as soon as possible. These two are massive. You will learn new recipes. Personally, I would go for batch production first, then go for this one, just so I can have the multi-craft as soon as possible. Because even at the beginning, like, basic potions will be worth a lot, and if you can proc additional basic potions, you can make so much additional gold. So the faster you get down here, the more gold you make, and every single free potion is basically free gold as well. Same thing goes for files, because you can get a lot of very good files without having this one. So by getting yourself to batch production as soon as possible, you will proc additional files which just prints gold for you. It is so easy. So by getting this one as soon as possible, you can print gold and then start getting this one as well. And at the end, you can start going for alchemical theory. I also want to say that for more active gold making, like if you're planning to do this on a main character, or basically like an active gold making type of thing, then go for potion mastery or file mastery, because those two requires you to be crafting a lot of stuff to make gold. On the other hand, if you want to use alchemy as a passive type of gold making strategy, then go for just full deep dive into alchemical theory, especially go into transmutation, because doing transmutes can actually give you passive gold over time. So for passive gold or semi-passive gold, where you can log in 1 or 2 times every single day and make some gold by doing one craft on a cooldown, go for alchemical theory. And if you want to just stand on the auction house, craft a bunch of potions and flasks and sell those, then go for file mastery and potion mastery. At the end now, you also see that you have to spend a lot of Dragon Isles alchemy knowledge, and these are gotten to you, like you get these from various means, such as crafting recipes for the first time, and also completing quests offered to you in the artisans market in Valdrakken. So going to the main city, you will be offered lots of quests to get these skill up points, and every single time you craft a new recipe for the first time, you will also get one of those knowledge points. So if you want to get as much knowledge as possible as soon as possible, try crafting everything you have at least once, and then do all the quests available to you in Valdrakken. That way you will get a lot of knowledge points to spend super early, and you can start getting to the batch productions super fast. Either way, that is it for alchemy, a really good profession so far in Dragonflight, and all the crafting professions are looking super good. I do hope you enjoyed this video, a bit of a long one once again, but we're doing full deep dives into the professions, and hopefully this helps you get prepared for Dragonflight. I do think that like now more than ever, it is worth so much to know about the professions before the expansion comes out, because once again, if I just pull up the specialization system, if for example, let's just put in, let's say that file mastery gives you so much gold, while alchemical theory is absolute garbage. This is when you would know, you would want to know not to spend your points where they're not worth anything. So yeah, more than ever, it's worth to know which specializations could be good for you and which ones could be bad for you, so you don't waste your knowledge points. Either way though, that is it for today, just a big alchemy video. Hopefully it helps you out if you're choosing alchemy in Dragonflight. And hey, let me know in the comment section down below which professions you're looking to get for Dragonflight yourself. Personally, I'm looking to get at least inscription and alchemy on one character, but I'm also going to be leveling up a gathering character first, because simply having gathering at the beginning is just so easy gold, and you can have crafting professions on an alt either way, and just having gathering on an active character that you play all the time just gives lose you so much gold while you're leveling. But yeah, let me know in the comment section down below which professions you're grabbing, and if you enjoyed the video, leave a like and subscribe for more Dragonflight content. We'll be pumping out Dragonflight videos every single day, so you definitely don't want to miss them. We have a couple of big ones coming before the release as well, that you hopefully will enjoy. Either way though, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in Dragonflight.